Should the BBC and Bad Wolf just cancel Doctor Who? Recently, I did a video about how there are conversations going on, conversations that were started by Disney with the BBC and Bad Wolf about replacing Russell T Davies as the showrunner. Now, even though season 2 is already pretty much in the bag and apparently work has already started on season 3, those conversations are happening now. And apparently, it's maybe already been decided that Russell T Davies won't actually be leading the show into season 3. But I had lots and lots of comments, and there seems to be a lot of people out there that aren't really very happy with Doctor Who. They haven't liked it for a while. I personally would agree. I have not really enjoyed Doctor Who since Matt Smith left, and you can tell as well that I'm not alone. One of the big symptoms of that was that Doctor Who lost its prime Christmas episode. That Christmas episode did, under Tennant and Matt Smith, become really the centerpiece of BBC's Christmas Day shows. And it lost it over the last few years. BBC have put their eggs in another basket. So, is that really a big sign that maybe Doctor Who should take a break? Well, the creation of Bad Wolf and then this deal with Disney to actually have an international distributor plan and actually put Doctor Who on Disney Plus, that seemed to breathe life into the show. And we all got excited that maybe there was going to be a new kind of Doctor Who. Unfortunately, the new kind of Doctor Who we're getting is turning off fans by the million. Now, whatever you think about the new Doctor, and Ncuti Gatwa, for me, is a very, very good actor. I've only recently learned how to say that name. Again, thanks to you guys explaining how to say it. But look, this is... And a lot of people are really aiming a lot of the displeasure at his casting. I personally don't agree. I think he's a great actor. I just don't think he's a very good Doctor Who. But, you know, that sort of thing has happened before. I also don't particularly like the woman they've got to play the sidekick. It just feels like they went, Billy Piper was popular, let's do Billy Piper again. But hey, I've not really been watching it as much, so maybe that's a little unfair. But I'm not a fan so far. Ncuti Gatwa, I'm not a fan of. But to be honest, I put the blame at Russell T Davies's feet. And Russell T Davies is responsible for this at the end of the day. He's the showrunner. He's written almost everything about it, I believe. And even though there are apparently additional writers coming in for season 2, the book really does stop with him. And the reason why I say that I really do blame him as well, because even the David Tennant specials, the 3 specials that they did, I didn't like them either. So they bring back a brilliant Doctor that everyone loved, an actor that everyone loves, and I still don't like it. There's a major problem. So a lot of people have gotten to the comments and have been saying, cancel it, just end it. I've had enough. I've not liked it for years. I've had enough. Just cancel it. Have a break. Now, the real diehard Doctor Who fans, the Whovians, will go nuts at that. And I tell you what, some of these fans are crazy. So they lovable, but crazy. And so you should be, really, when you have a show that you adore. For me, I'm a Gator, I'm a Stargate fan, or I'm a Browncoat, I'm a Trekkie. I obsess about those shows. And if somebody said something bad about it, I'd probably get defensive myself. But now, many of those may go, you can't cancel Doctor Who. It'll never happen. Don't be stupid. Well, it happened before. So, yes, it can. And to be honest, it's a business and it's a TV show. If the viewing figures get low enough, it will get cancelled at some point. Now, being the oldest running sci-fi show in history, I don't think that would ever be the end. But, of course, this show is at risk of being cancelled. Disney have put in a lot of money. BBC and Bad Wolf have put in a lot of money. Bad Wolf, by the way, is not owned by Russell T Davies. So if Bad Wolf and the BBC wanted to sack him, they could. Bad Wolf is owned by Sony. Of course, Sony, Bad Wolf, the BBC, Disney could get together and go, look, we've had enough of this. Let's just go on a break. We're done. A few other people, though, were thrown in comments saying this should just be rebooted. It's got really confused in the last few years. Basically, again, since Matt Smith, it's got really complicated. Matt Smith or Capaldi, I think it was Matt Smith. Again, I'm not a massive Who fan, so somebody get in the comments and correct me. But they were supposed to be the last Doctor. When they died, they were supposed to not regenerate. I'm pretty sure that was the whole point of like the War Doctor episodes, if I remember right. That was brilliant, by the way. But then something happened. He regenerated. We got a new Doctor, and then we got another new Doctor. We got another new Doctor. So I forget if they ever actually explain that. And to be honest, I don't care. But he was supposed to be a new Doctor, and then they've written in all other things that now he's not Gallifreyan. He's something else, and it feels to me like the character has got a little bit diluted and a little bit complicated in the last few years, with them trying to have cliffhangers and excitement and tension and mysteries. Again, they've taken a character and overcomplicated it, possibly. We've also then got the side thing of David Tennant is now also the Doctor in his own TARDIS running around, but he's not a doctor. He's not. Oh God, I don't know. But it's got complicated. So some fans are shouting, "Why don't we reboot this? Why don't we just start again?" Now, I hate reboots, hate them. But sometimes it's necessary. Now, as you guys know, if you're a SciTrek fan and a regular SciTrekker, I'm a big Stargate fan. And we're still waiting for Amazon to bring that damn show back. Waiting. Amazon is so slow. But there is a worry that when they bring it back, they might do a hard reboot. And that's as in they scrap the whole idea of what happened before, the TV show, whatever. They pretend it didn't happen, say that's separate, and we get a hard reboot. We just start again. The thing is, though, there is an argument for Stargate, the same as Who, to say why maybe that's a good idea. Because Stargate, by the end of it, Stargate SG-1, humanity got very, very powerful. We had starships. We had the most powerful weapons in the galaxy. We had, the Asgardian weapons, etc. And maybe they got a bit too powerful. And that maybe it would be better to reboot it and start again, particularly if we want to show that Stargate and not more like Star Trek, hard sci-fi sort of thing. So if we want to show that reminds us of Stargate and why we fell in love with it, maybe they do need to do a hard reboot. Now, I'm dead against that plan. But to be honest, I think I'd probably forget how angry the idea would make me if they brought it back and it was good. I think I would forgive it eventually. And I would just go back and watch SG-1 when I wanted to. Similarly, how when they brought back Battlestar Galactica, I was a bit like, what? But then actually, it was great, at first at least. But I can still enjoy the original series as well. Could they do that with Doctor Who, the longest running sci-fi show in history? It would have to be brilliantly done. And I mean brilliantly done. They would have to do a reset and bring back a brilliant Doctor. They would have to redo a lot of things, and they would have to make it awesome because the fans will be looking for any excuse to hate it. Could you imagine the uproar in the Whovian community if they actually announced tomorrow that they were cancelling Doctor Who, and then in the same 5 years they brought it back, but it was a hard reboot? This show is seriously loved by its fans. I don't count myself as one. I will, hands up for that, hands up. I'm not a Whovian. I was a Whovian for a few years under Tennant and Smith, but not anymore. If they did it to Stargate, I'd be pissed. And Stargate lasted 15 years. If they did it to Doctor Who, a show that's been on for decades, yeah, they better do that well. But guys, what do you think? Is this a show that needs a reboot? Is this a show that needs cancelling? Actually, does it need a rest? Maybe a rethink? I actually think if it carries on the downward spiral, the third season will be the last one for a while. I actually genuinely put my hand on my heart and think that's what's going to happen. But we'll see. Or do you actually think this is a show that does need a reboot? Can you understand the argument, at least, for why it might, even if you don't really want it? Get into the comments and tell me. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to like, subscribe with that bell notification. It really helps us out. You never miss any of our new videos. Please stay safe, and I'll see you next time.